The idea of choosing to be happy has always sounded stupid to me. Like, how do you just choose to be happy? Happy is something that you get when life improves. So you get like a piece of candy, or you do good on a test, or you succeed. You score a basket in basketball. You score a goal in soccer. Happy was, you know, happiness always seemed to me like that. Like, well, also, being with people. That's not true. Happiness is vague, but choosing to be happy, my point is choosing to be happy always seemed like a stupid statement. Like, people didn't know what they were talking about, and they were like, you can just choose to be happy no matter where you are. Like, what? What if you're being held by the CIA, being tortured? That's going to be incredibly hard to be happy. But the power you have with your thoughts and your brain is just simply so much stronger than we could ever fully comprehend yet. And when you were in, let's say you were being tortured by the CIA. Let's say you're just in a little, I don't know, a bathroom sized room, like a padded wall room, just, or maybe you're stuck standing up. You're standing up in a coffin or something. You have no control at all. The only things you can control are how you move your body around in this tiny space you have. That's the only thing you can actually control. And your thoughts. You can't get out. You can control where you go to the bathroom in this small space. I mean, truly, you have no control, but still, you could choose to think about puppies and unicorns. You could choose to think about the people in your life that you love, and you can choose good things. And that just, I don't know that I could ever do that if I was being tortured, right? I would just be overwhelmed by anxiety, a situation I've never been remotely prepared for in my life, and obviously a horrible situation. Just, if I'm physically being tortured, I'm sure I'm going to go manic and not be able to think clearly. So choosing to be happy would be, from a survival standpoint, it would not be good to choose to be happy. But you should be trying to break out. You should be trying to save your own life. Obviously, that's where that comes from. That instinct. That's just how our instincts and how we've evolved. The traits that let people live and move on. The best traits have been selected. So that's one of those traits, is that you shouldn't be happy when you're being held by people. Like that. That's an emotional. That's an evolution of emotion, like, fundamentally. Like, you should not be happy if you're kidnapped and being attacked by someone. If you were happy with that, I mean, physically you're unhappy with that. You feel the pain. Mentally you're unhappy with that. I mean, this all sounds really obvious and crazy to me, but I mean, or crazy and obvious to you probably, but I've been looking deeper into everything lately, and I feel like I can learn. You can learn a lot by assuming things, even, but I mean, not assuming things. Assuming that things could be so many different ways, and that we can't know how things actually are, 100%. So assuming anything 100% closes the door to finding out more about reality, I think. So I try to be conscious of the fact that I'm not 100% on anything I know either. I mean, there are some facts, like hypothetically, if we could have a perfect number, I was just talking to my friend about this today. If you could have a perfect 1 plus 1 equals 2 on paper, right? Of course, that's 100% true on paper, but in reality, you can have two exact copies of something, and down to the cells, they're going to be slightly different. It's going to end up being 1.01 plus 1.02, or 1.000000001 plus 1.000000031. So nothing is ever perfect like that. I mean, I'd be amazed if someone could, leave a comment and tell me a situation that's 100%. And, maybe on paper you can say something's 100%, but when it comes back to reality and if something actually goes down, there's always a chance. There's always a tiny chance that things go wrong and things aren't the way that you expect them to. I mean, that's just nature. Things go wrong. Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And any possibilities are possible. Simple as that. I mean, nothing is 100%. So, wow, I got sidetracked, but I was talking about happiness and choosing to be happy. So, you can be in a horrible situation, you can be in a great situation, but at the end of the day, you can choose to think about all the great things going on in your life, or you can choose to think about all the bad things going on in your life. Even if you're if you're a homeless person, there's still some good parts to your life, I'm sure. If you're still alive, you get food every day, you get some sleep every day. There are some good things and there are some bad things. And even though your life may be worse than other people's and your life might suck compared to how your life used to be, there's still good and bad. There's always good. And if you choose to think about the good and remember the good, embrace the good, I swear it compounds, like it compounds excessively, and good and happiness can just come as equally as negativity and hate. I think a lot of people get caught up in hate, and the media seems to be obsessed with hate. And when people do violent things and murder, it has to be in the news and not really positive things as much. Spreading fear and seems to be just more profitable for these companies somehow, and that's a consequence of the world we live in, I guess. But if you look for the good too, you can see. I think you owe it to yourself to see as much of the good as the bad. If you're gonna imagine the worst case scenario, you owe it to yourself to imagine the best case scenario. Do you not? If you don't believe in balance, then I don't know what to tell you. But if you're gonna think about the worst scenario all the time, like when you go to school, what's the worst? Oh God, what's gonna happen? You owe it to yourself to think, what's the best thing that could happen? That's just balance. That's nature. Why would you be unfair to yourself? That's like talking to another person and just telling them all the bad things that could go wrong in their life. You wouldn't do that to them. Why would you do it to yourself? Why do we feel so much more comfortable being mean to ourselves than other people? I don't know.